Well, hello, 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 and happy, what is it, President's Day? I don't know, one of these holidays today. Welcome to the show. It's Monday Night Raw Real Estate Style. That's right. We're going to be talking about a little bit of real estate tonight. Hopefully, you all having a pretty good day so far. We'll be multi-streaming on multiple platforms. We're streaming live on the YouTube channel at Chris Monroe STL. We're streaming live on the Instagram temporarily until we end it for the first few minutes. Streaming live over here on the Instagram at Chris Monroe STL. We're actually streaming live on Periscope. What up, Perry fam? Periscope at Chris Monroe Show. Had to create a new page just for this. And we're on the Facebook Woke Real Estate Investors Group and my personal Facebook page. Tonight, we got a pretty good show for you. Going to go into deep detail on a deal that was actually bought, no money down, 0% interest. And I'll break down all the details exactly into that. But before we get up with the show, put your name in and where you're coming in from. We'll get you a quick shout out before we get this thing popping. What's up, T-Rail? What's up, Queen Green over here on Instagram? Like I said, the people watching on Instagram, make sure you hop over if you want the full experience to see the video and see the pictures and the descriptions and everything I'm going to do in this training tonight. Free real estate training, case study to let you see how the deal works so you can try to redo it, restructure it, re-engineer it, and do it over for you so you can be successful as well. So let's see what we got here now. Let's see. Nina, what up, Nina? How you doing out in Cali? Chris Jackson, making it happen down in Dallas, right? I thought you was moving to St. Louis. What you do? You change your mind? What happened, man? I thought you were going to be here by now. Come on, get you some of this cold weather, even though we got up to like 50 degrees today, so it wasn't as bad as it's been. But I think it's that time, y'all. We're going to get this thing going and flowing. All right, let's do it.
And we have Mr. I Stay Woke, and Mr. I Stay
Woke. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. We got a good show for you tonight, and we got good shows coming up for you each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. We're bringing some heavy hitters on for you in the coming weeks. In fact, let me see who we got coming up here. We got a next Monday night. We'll be on with The Real Chevy. You might have seen him on some different streams or something. Might have never seen him, but we're going to bring him on to the show nevertheless. How he did over 60 deals in 1 year. That's right, 60 deals. There's people out here talking about we can't get one deal. I can't get a deal. The man did 60 deals. These are the kind of people I want to talk to and bring on and pick their brain. That's going to be next Monday, February the 24th, 7 o'clock Central Time, right here at the same time. So if you're watching somewhere, make sure you subscribe and follow. And then the following week, March the 2nd, dang, we're already coming up on March. Time is ticking. So you up here talking about New Year's and all this. We're coming into March 2nd. We'll be on with Byron, the investor. The paperwork makes that paperwork, doing big time dispositions and sales down in Texas, down in Houston area. We're going to bring him on Monday, March the 2nd. Make sure you chime in for that as well. You'll definitely get a chance to pick his brain and ask him some questions too. And then I also got a schedule now, Monday, March the 16th. Chris Rude, Real Estate Rude on Instagram. Chris Rude, you might have seen him on the show with Grant Cardone. I might have seen him out here in this real estate circuit doing big deals down in Louisiana. We got the South taking over, look like now. We got him coming on how to get the skills to get the deals. So you know it takes skills to get these deals, and people want to act like it don't take skills, but we're going to break that all down for you on March the 16th. And we got a couple others. We also scheduled a Real Estate Diddy. We've also scheduled, let's see here, who else? He's scheduled for March the 30th. And we got a couple other people coming up. So we got some heavy hitters coming up that we want to bring onto the show to help you in your real estate investing endeavors. All right. But for tonight's show, we're going to be going over Let's see here. Where's my thingy at? Oh man, I didn't put it on here. We're going to be going over this deal. We're going to be going over a deal where I actually was able to get a house, no money down, 0% interest, and something happened to my Instagram. It cut off. Okay, I guess it cut itself off. I guess it was meant to be. It cut itself off. That's how the stuff do you. So the deal tonight, like I said, we're going to be going over a deal where I actually was able to get a house, no money down, 0% interest, and actually make a cash flow on a property where I have no money in the deal. How do you lose on a deal like that? How would you like to have a house where you have no money in the deal and it pays you every month? How many of them would you need before you're out of a job? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Get you out of a job. And here's the flyer for that. So this is a real estate case study, how I ended up with a free house and got a passive cash flow on it. That's tonight's training. So like I said, if you have any questions or anything as we're going through, make sure you put it in the comments and we'll try to get it before we get through the show or through the real estate case study and see what we got here. So let's see here. We got Smooth. Brian Smooth says 3-finger salute. What's that? Is that a good salute or a bad one? I don't hit it. I don't know. Don't do it that way. Do a 3-finger salute, whatever that is. Thank you for joining in. Be Smooth in Vegas checking in. I like Vegas. When I was out there, I was like, man, I kind of like this place. They say don't come back when it's hot or you'll be in trouble. What's up, Angela Long? That's right, STL in the house. Good to see you. Stephen Flowers, what's up, man? I see you. I see you. Chris Jackson, say you hip for this cold weather. Come on up here and get you some of this. Soul Motion, peace, bro. Haven't seen you in a while. Where you been hiding at? I'm right here every Monday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Or you can catch me on the Instagram at Chris Monroe STL, streaming periodically throughout the week, going into houses, doing walkthroughs, talking to sellers live on the phone, buyers, negotiating deals, all that stuff. Catch it live on the Instagram at Chris Monroe STL periodically. What up, Aaron? Good to see you. What up? What up? What up? Nina says, all right now. All right to you back. All right. In my market. Who's in your market, hot sauce? He's in my market. Who, me or him? I don't know who. Him right here? Hold on. Him or me? Was it him or me? Let's see who else we got here. Let's get this info. You know we got it. You know we got it. I won't let you down. Thank you too, Nina. Thank you. 0% interest in my soldier boy voice. Hey, you know, you can buy a house with no money down. You can buy a house with 0% interest. You can buy a house all kind of different ways. That's called creative real estate, not just the way they tell you that you got to do it. What's up? What's up? NC in the house. North Carolina. Raise up. Take your shirt off and twist it around your head. It's looking like a helicopter. So like I said, if you're watching this video and you learn anything, even by accident, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share it out to some Facebook groups, share it out, tag somebody, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your cousin, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell some other to come on in and hang out with your brother from another mother. What up, what up, what up, Joe? I see you. And what else we got here? The real Chevy. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's in your market. Yeah, he's doing deals in multiple markets. So yeah, he'll be on next Monday night, like I said. So let's see here. Exactly. Put the crown on. What kind of picture is that? Oh, wow. Nice picture there. Kind of cool. So like I said, we're streaming on multiple places now. See, we got some viewers in here now. So we're going to go ahead and get into the content. So for this particular deal, pull the flyer back up so you can see what the house looked like. For this particular deal, I was actually on my way home, driving down the street, minding my own business. This house right here on the photo, driving down the street, minding my own business. And I said, man, what is that? Is that a for sale by owner sign? Because it was a FSBO, or what you hear called in this real estate world, FSBO, for sale by owner, meaning they're not using a real estate agent. They just want to be the private seller. I'm just me selling my house, regular old person, regular Joe Schmo. I wants to sell my house for sale by owner. So I saw the sign, but it kind of looked weird because it wasn't one of those typical red and white signs that you might see everywhere all over America. It was like black and yellow. And I thought like it could have been like one of these vote for this person sign or this roofing company bandit sign or something. It was in the yard. So I was like, what does that say? I don't know what this said. Let me turn around. And good thing I did. I turned around and it said for sale by owner, had a phone number on it. So I jotted the number down. I actually I put it in my Deal Machine app, and I didn't send them a postcard, but I did put them in my Deal Machine app. Check that out if you're doing any type of driving for dollars. Put in the woke promo code WOKE for a free trial and free deal credits on Deal Machine. If you're doing any type of driving for dollars, that'll help you out a lot. So I put it in my Deal Machine app, and I noticed that I was like, wow, what's going on with this house? They didn't pay nothing for it. It said something weird like $2,000 or something, but I still don't even know why they said that, because I don't know if they paid that for it or not. But it had some low amount on it, like $2,500 or something. I'm like, in Oakville, South St. Louis County, good school districts, big 3-bedroom brick house like this? Oh, heck no. Matter of fact, let me put my screen share up so you can see. Screen share. This one is the one we want to share. Ploop. So this is the house right here. This is the house. So this beautiful house here, I'm thinking it's no way that this house sold for $2,500 and they want to sell it. So that means sound like equity to me. Sound like they ain't in it for nothing. So they probably sell it for nothing. Or they might have been a disgruntled landlord, or they might have been a person that tried to buy and flip a house but didn't know what they was doing when they tried to flip the house. They bought it, put money in it, lost money in it, and didn't do anything with it, but they wanted to sell it. So I put them in my app. I got home that night, did a little more research on it, and I actually looked up the phone number of the person. Now, one of the sites that I use to look up a phone number for a person is a site called truepeoplesearch.com. It's free. Truepeoplesearch.com. You can pull that right up, put in a person's name, put in a person's address, or put in a person's phone number for a reverse search, and it'll tell you the other information that they may have. Free service, truepeoplesearch.com, one of my favorites. So I plugged it in there, found his phone number. Oh, I didn't need to find his number actually on this deal. I found some other numbers because he wasn't answering when I originally called. So I had to look him up to see if he had other phone numbers. But he did have a phone number on the for sale by owner sign. So I went on and called the number he had several times and he wasn't answering. I'm like, oh man, maybe he sold this house. Maybe I'm too late. Maybe I missed out. But lo and behold, I finally got a hold of him after about 5 calls. So persistence pays off. That's the moral of that short story. Persistence. You never take your first no. Even though if they don't answer, you keep on trying. So I finally got him on the phone, started talking to him. Hey, yeah, so tell me a little bit about the property. He started telling me about it. Oh, yeah, it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, this and this. It needs a little bit of work. Well, you know, it needs to be fixed up, right? You know, it needs to be fixed up. And he kept saying that. And I'm like, well, you know, that's not a problem. We buy houses in any condition, which we do. Buy houses for cash in any condition, regardless of how much you owe. And when I said that, he said, well, I don't owe anything on it. I said, oh, wow. Okay, not a problem, which I probably figured that because remember when I looked it up originally, it showed that they paid like $2,500 for it or some low, even though I don't even know if that's true or what. But that was weird to me still to this day. I'm like, wow, how can I get a house for $2,500 like that? So I actually beat that deal. So lo and behold, we're going through regular conversation, speaking to the seller. He's telling me all about the house, telling me, yeah, he had some people in there that were renting it, but they're moved out now. And he's trying to get rid of it because he lives about 2 hours away. I think he lives in like Columbia, Missouri. So like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from St. Louis. So we got multiple pain points here. We got a vacant house. We got a for sale by owner, meaning they're intentionally marketing and looking to find somebody to buy this house. We have a property that needs some type of repairs, some type of updates that this person does not want to make because that's a headache and that can be a problem. We don't want no problems. Well, they don't want problems. I look for problems because that's where we come in and add value and change people's lives. He said, yeah, we don't want this house anymore. And I'm going to let you take a look at a couple of these pictures. Let me see here. So this is what the house looked like. Is that big enough or do I need to make that bigger? Let me make it bigger. Let me see something here. How do I get out of this screen? Let's zoom in a little tighter. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, real zoom. All right, boom. So there we go. Maybe if I take me out, maybe that'll help. Boom. There we go. So now, so this is the property here, down here on in South County, Oakville. This is what it looked like. This is the backyard. And that was the front right there. That's the front. So we got a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, attached garage, attached 2-car garage, brick house, matter of fact. So nice and solid. This is the backyard, how it looked from the back. This is some of the interior pictures. Now, these are pictures that I had actually found when I was doing my research online to actually look it up and see, you know, what could I find out about this house. These were pictures that were already on the internet with this furniture and stuff because none of this stuff was in the house when I got there. Like this dining room set, all this stuff was already gone. So he's already been having Come to find out, he had about 3 estate sales and or garage sales to get rid of this property. He wanted to get rid of this property, but like I said, the value I added is marketing. He only had a sign in the yard. He didn't have it on Craigslist. He didn't have it on Zillow. He didn't have it on any website, just a little old sign in the yard that nobody could see. And I accidentally saw it and whipped that U-turn and went back to see it. So as you see, the house wasn't in it was in okay shape. I mean, I wouldn't say it was the worst house, but it's in a good area. We're in Oakville now. So we're looking at the house. I mean, it's got a newer roof. I think the roof was about 3-4 years old, something like that. Big old fenced backyard. Look at that beautiful yard. Next door, they had the kids swings and slides and stuff over there. His yard was just open like this, just grass and fencing. Dishwasher in there, an oven, electrical panel. So this was the problem with the house, the basement. Big open basement, right? But if you look closely on the picture here, you'll see a little bit of water. It had a leak. This is the sump pump that was down there. They had to keep that thing running. It had a little bit of moisture getting into the basement. So this was one of the problems with the house. So this water that's running, every time it rained heavily, a little water would trickle on into this house. So that was a problem. There's a better picture of it there. That little bit of water came in every time there was a heavy rain. And if you know, in St. Louis, we get all the seasons around this bad boy. Rain, snow, summertime, hot, all that stuff. It never ends, right? So this was the way to get into the basement. This little spiral stairway stuff. And all this old stuff was in the house here. This old boob tube TV and some remnants. So he's had about, like I said, 4 or 5 different estate sales and or garage sales in this property while while he was trying to get this stuff out to sell it. Had a nice ceiling fan, as you can see, pretty. And then there. So that's basically how the property looked. I mean, it had little stuff on the walls like that. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was a house. You can live in it. All we need is livable condition. Livable. It ain't got to be cute. It has cedar closets. I don't know what this cedar closet right here, or cedar wood lined closets inside of there. 3-bedroom, 1 bath. That was another problem with this house. It only had 1 bathroom. Everybody wants 2 baths because they don't want to share with these little kids that's putting their toothpaste everywhere, stuff like that. But this was the bathroom. Really simple, straightforward. Had a little leak under the sink too. So this house had a little leak under the sink, some water downstairs getting into the basement, and other little minor cosmetic stuff. But other than that, it was a pretty decent house. So these are pictures that I took now with this bedroom furniture in here, because this stuff was in the house when I went to go see it for the first time. So that's how the house looked. I guess that's enough of that pictures, huh? Washer dryer hookup on the main level, by the way. So that basement with that water coming in, there was really no reason for you to go into the basement of this house because the washer dryer hookup was on the main level. That was a good selling point. It was actually in the kitchen. Do your laundry in the kitchen. How about that? So that's the house there. So let me see. I see we got a bunch of comments over here. Let me see what we got over here. Let's see here. What's up, Domo? What's up? NBA. What up, L'Oreal? How you doing? That's a potential gold right there. That's right. CC, Sierra Miller. That's right. What up? And who else we got here? Mark from Virginia. We did a deal in Virginia. What's up? Milwaukee in the house. Never been there. Let me see what else we got here. All right. Seems like True People is more accurate than most skip tracing services. Dang. Now, you're right about that. Now, I've actually been able to find and close on at least 5 to 7 deals, where we actually looked up the number on truepeoplesearch.com and found the number to a person. So yeah, you're right about that. Dad buys houses number 7. What's up, Golden Goddess? How you doing today? Good to see you. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Absentee owner. He motivated. You know it. He motivated, baby. And like I said, the marketing sucked on this deal. So when you're looking at these properties, I'm looking to see where can I add value. And the value add was more so that basically, the house, they did a bad job with the marketing. Let's see what else we got here. Evening. What up? Show Bobs or nah? What up, man? How you doing, man? Where you been? Show Bobs or nah? What's Bobs? People don't know unless they've been on Periscope. Okay. Domo getting all the shout outs. What else we got in here? Okay. Rich C. What's up? How you doing? I see you chilling. Yeah. All right. So to get into the actual numbers of this deal, the numbers. How do you make money on this deal? So I'm talking to the seller. I'm asking him, well, what do you think you want for this house, Mr. Seller? After he told me all about the repairs and, a little bit of stuff like, oh, it's a bunch of stuff in there and all that. And I told him, we buy your house for cash in any condition, as is condition, by the way. You don't have to clean it out or anything. We'll buy the house and take it in just the way you have it right now. So this is a stress relief for this person. Remember, I'm adding value to them. I'm going to take the house as is. You don't need to sell anything else, have any more garage sales, haul off nothing. We'll take it as is with the leaky basement and all. We'll take it as is. So that's a good selling point. When you tell somebody that, it's like, man, you just relieve me of all my stress because I'm tired of this house. I don't want to fix it up. I don't want to clean it out. I don't want to do none of this. So you ain't got to do it no more. I'm here to save the day with my cape on. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to the guy. I negotiated with him. I really didn't even have to negotiate. So he's telling me that, yeah. I say, so what do you think you want for this house, Mr. Seller? He's telling me that, well, I really want $139,000 for it. I said, 139. Well, seems like a pretty good house. And so I looked it up to see what the house was worth. And it looks like houses in the area are selling for between 180 to 200,000. 180, really over that, but I didn't want to push it up too high because I like to keep my ARV, or after repair value, low. Anytime you're dealing with any property, you want to know what the after repair value is. What is it worth when it's all fixed up to 2020 standards, clean, updated appliances, flooring looking good, paint looking good, all sexy, and you want to move into it, move in ready. What is it worth, and what are houses in the area selling for at this time within the last 6 months? So I had to run comps or comparables. You might hear people call it comps. You may hear people call it comparables. You may hear people call it the ARV, or after repair value. So I try to figure out, what is this house worth when it's all fixed up? And like I said, it looked like it would be worth about 180 to 200,000. So I'm thinking, well, 139, I don't know. And it needs a little bit of repair. Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Seller. Would you consider selling this house? Would you consider taking a monthly payment on this house until we paid you off in full? Would you consider taking a monthly payment for this house until we paid you off in full? He said, there's only three things people are going to say when you ask this question. One, no, I need all cash. I don't want to hear none of that other stuff. You trying to fast talk me? Get my money, man. All cash and all fast, which is 90% of the marketplace. 80 to 90% of people want to do that right off the rip. So this won't work on everybody, just to let you know. So he's going to say, no, I want all cash. They're either going to say, yes, I would consider that, because I only asked what they consider. I ain't made no offer yet. I just asked, would you consider taking a monthly payment until we pay you off in full? Either going to say no, yes, or what the heck is that? I don't know what that is. Break that down for me. So he was one of those that said, well, I don't really know how that works. So I told him how it works. Basically, we buy the house. We buy from you. We pay you monthly for a period of time until we pay you off in full. And so he said, well, I mean, I don't know, how would that really work? So I told him we basically would close through a real estate attorney. So you're protected in the deal. Everything's in writing and disclosed so that you get everything that we say we're going to do. We're going to actually have them create a lien on the property so that you would actually have the rights to the property if in the event we didn't make payments or something like that. So in his mind, he's thinking, I ain't got to do nothing else to this house. I'm going to take the house from him as is for cash, buying it on terms. Then he said, yeah, well, I would consider that. I said, well, we usually buy with nothing down. Okay. That's what he said. So I was done talking about the down payment. So I just talked myself right into doing a property, no money down. We usually buy with nothing down. Okay. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you're getting any kind of value. I see we got a lot of people in here. We got 68 people or something up in here on all these channels. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share if you care. Even if you accidentally learned something by accident, please do that for me. That's all I ask. A little like, a little share. That's it. And subscribe if you're watching on the YouTube channel. So I told him we usually buy with nothing down. Okay. I was done talking about the down payment. So he said, well, I could do that. I told him I could do that 139,000 for it if you take a monthly payment on it. He said, well, what would the monthly payment be? Well, so I asked him the question right back. What is the lowest you would be able to accept on a monthly payment? He was like, well, I mean, I really have to go, he said some number. I don't remember what number it was, but I think it was pretty high, like $1,200 a month or something, or $1,100, something high. And I was like, yeah, I really can't do it for that. That would be a little too much for us to do it. But I tell you what I could do. I could probably do $600 a month, because I'm looking at this property. Like I said, this is in a good area. We're down here in South County, baby. So, you know, they rent for good 12 and 13 and 1,400 a month down there on these properties. So I'm thinking, oh, 600 a month. He was like, yeah, I can't do it that low. So we negotiated a little bit back and forth. So we came to the summit conclusion, principal and interest. Or I'm sorry, no interest. We didn't even mention interest. We got this for 0% interest, by the way. No interest on this. I didn't even mention it. I just put it in the contract. So we start, he said $750 is what we agreed to. $750, that's going to include the principal payment and the taxes on the house, because he was concerned about the taxes. Who's going to be paying these taxes? So let me pull my shared screen back up again so we can go over these actual numbers. Let me see here. Poop. And hold on. Wrong screen here. This screen, and here. So here we go. I'm going to pull this up so y'all can see the numbers. Boom. So here we go. The buy acquisition. The buy or the acquisition price we agreed to was $139K. Oh, well, I already got it up there. That's the price. I made a little sheet just for you guys and still messed it up. $139K was the price we purchased it for, right? We buying a house for $139. That's what we agreed to. We put under contract. We close it in a little bit of time. This is our acquisition, how we're going to acquire the property, how we're going to get the property, how we're going to become the owner of the property. Buying it for $139,000. How much down? $0. How much per month? $750. And that's going to be principal. And it's going to be principal and taxes. P&T. Remember, there is no interest on this because that's how we negotiated it. We never said nothing about no interest, so it never was brought up. So when you're breaking these loans down, you got pretty much 4 main parts of a loan. PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So you have to cover these expenses when you're talking about buying a house. Who's paying the principal? Who's paying the interest? Who's paying the taxes? Who's paying the insurance? So we didn't have any interest because it's 0, remember? We do have principal, which was $750. That's all I pay him every month, $750. We do have taxes, and the house on this house, I think, let me see, it's about $2,000 a year. So $2,000 a year divided by 12, that's about $166 a month. So $166 per month taxes, and insurance is about $40. Insurance. And remember, insurance is always going to be cheaper on a non-owner occupied policy. Insurance is always going to be cheaper if you're not the person. Now, if you live in this house, they're going to knock you over the head. When you living up in the house, you can't do nothing. You just like, man, what happened? What you talking about? They mess you up. When you live in the house, they're going to charge about $150 a month. But when you just a real estate investor like me, you get a play on a real estate deal. I don't know why. That's just how they do it. Non-owner occupied is cheaper. So, $750 a month. The taxes and insurance was about another $200 a month. Repairs. What repairs did we do to this house when we bought it? 0. We took the house as is. We didn't do any repairs to this house. Total monthly expense is about $950. What's that? $956. $956 a month, right? That's our total expense. So we're gonna make that red, if that helps anybody. That's our total expense every month. Now, the question is, how do we make money on this deal? How do we make money? Because we bought the house now, right? $139,000, no money down, $750 per month. Principal and taxes was included in that. Principal, well, really just principal isn't only that. That's what I should say. I should change it. Just principal only. Principal only. P only. Because taxes and insurance was separate. That's not included into this. So total outgo for this property for me, $956 a month. Sale on a disposition. We sold this property on my favorite way to sell, which is what? A lease option. A lease with an option to buy. Sale disposition. We sold it for full asking price, $169,900. We found a tenant buyer that would love to move into this property and fix it up. They're handy people. Now, when you sell these properties like this, you got to make sure somebody to go in there that's either a handy person themselves or they got a uncle that do fixing on houses or some kind of way, because we don't fix on houses. I don't fix on houses. We help somebody become a homeowner, basically. So they put a down payment. They put $8,000 down. $8,000 down, which is kind of low. Typically, we get about 10%, but with the property needing a little bit of repairs and things like that, and I wanted to go ahead and sell it. I sold the house in about 3 to 4 weeks, about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. It didn't take long to get somebody in there that wanted it. We had a lot of people that wanted it, but they didn't have enough down. They want to be like, oh, I want to get in for 3,000 down, 2,000 down, 1,000 down. I'm not motivated with that. Who got the biggest down payment? That's usually who's gonna get up in the house. Who got a good, reasonable down payment and who can actually sustain a monthly payment. So we agreed to $1,250 per month. $1,250 per month. There's no other expenses. Really, there's no, and repairs. They do all repairs and maintenance to the property. Well, I guess they do have some expenses. Utilities. We got to give them something to spend some money on, right? They spend some money on something. You living in that mug, you pay your own water bill, you pay your own electric bill, you pay your own sewer bill, pay your own trash bill, pay your own bills, baby, and your phone bill, whatever else you want, your cable, your internet, all that. It's all on you. I don't pay none of that. You pay where you stay. You pay your weight, right? So total monthly income for the property is about $1,250 per month. So if we take the $1,250 minus the $956, we make about $294 per month passive cash flow. So to go a little deeper into this property, there's 3 ways we're going to make money on this property. 3 different profit centers. That's why I like these type of deals. 3 different profit centers. First profit center, the down payment. This $8,000 down. You know what? I got to go back. On the acquisition, I did have some expenses to acquire the property. Closing costs. There was closing costs. Cost me $1,241.50, something like that, to buy the house. So this is what I came out of pocket to take down the property. But guess what? I got a surprise for you. I ain't come out of pocket for that. I used their $8,000 right here to take care of that. So this $8,000 minus the $1,241, I used their down payment to buy the house. Now you got to jump out your seat for that. Now that's called no money down real estate right here. So I put it under contract. I found a tenant buyer. I closed with them, got their $8,000 down, and I closed on the deal for the $1,241. So let's see here. So $8,000 minus $1,241. So I got to put $6,795 in my pocket right off the rip. We're going to put that on here. $6,759 in pocket. In pocket. So I got paid to take the house. Right now, this is really getting advanced. Now I hope I'm not going too fast for you. If I'm missing some or you're not catching part of it, make sure you put it in a comment or put in your question there, and I'll definitely get it and try to answer for you. So this deal here, our closing cost was $1,241. That's all my expenses were, because remember, I got the house, no money down, 0% interest. So all I did was put it under contract. I actually closed on it with a tenant buyer for a higher purchase price, $169, higher than my price over here. A down payment, $8,000 down, nothing over here. $1,250 a month, $750 a month. Utilities, they paying that because they live there. And repairs, they paying that because they live there as well. So total monthly income is $1,250 a month. I got this right out. This went straight into Hip Pocket National Bank. This $6,000 here. So I got basically in turn, I get a free house and a cash flow. A free house. I got paid $6,000 plus to take a house. I get a cash flow every month from this same house, and I still own the property. You can't lose in this business. like I said, 3 profit centers. First one is the down payment. Second one is the monthly cash flow each and every month. They can stay in there for to the end of time for all I care. And thirdly is the cash out. So say they decide to cash out. Remember, I bought the house for $139,000, right? $139,000. That's a difference here of about what, $30,000. When they cash me out, that's another $30,000 on the back end I'm gonna make on the deal when I get ready to cash it out. How do you do that? That's crazy to me. And this real estate for you. This is the kind of stuff I'll be talking about. When you learn this game, there's 3 ways to get into this real estate game. You know that already. One is a cash buyer. I got plenty of cash in the bank, ain't doing nothing with it. I need to buy a house. That's one way, but not always the way you got to do it. 2 is the way you go do it when you go qualify for a loan. Let them do an exam on you. Ask your mother's maiden name, your social security number, how much money you're making, tax returns, W-2s, all this other junk. Apply for a loan and beg the bank for a loan. That's the second way. And third way is the way I love, knowledge. Learn these ways of these creative deals where you can get these houses for little or nothing down and get a passive cash flow and or find a house for yourself to move in. I could have moved right into this house, but I don't need a 3-bedroom for myself. I could have moved right on into this house myself if I wanted to, because it's literally 1 mile down the street from me. I live in South County. So it's, you know, the house is literally a mile away from me. I could have moved right into this house and started making those payments myself and did this. So $139 purchase price, $169 is the sales price if they cash it out. Now, if the tenant buyer that moved in decides to, you know what, a year go by or however much time go by and they decide to move out, I get to go boo-hoo and go find a whole nother tenant buyer and get another down payment to put a new person in there to move into this house down here in Oakville, Missouri. How do you love that? So that's one of 2 things that can happen. One, they either go cash me out, go get their own loan through a bank, get qualified, and cash me out my extra $30,000 on the back end of the deal. Actually, it's going to be more than $30,000 because remember, we're making a monthly payment every month of $750 per month. When we make this $750 per month, 100% of that goes directly towards the principal of what we owed him before. So $750, let me do the math real quick. $750 times 12 is $9,000. So $9,000 per month is coming off this bill every month. 9,000 or every year. I'm sorry. Every year, $9,000 is coming off the principal pay down. This person that's living in this house that I got is paying down my principal 100%, and I can put even more money on it if I want to pay it down quicker. So this $139,000 is really less than that because we've already been chipping away at it for the last 8-9 months because they've been in there since like July or something, June or July, since the summertime. So they've been chipping away at this principal payment. So I think that's that. So let me see if we got some questions over here. I know we do. We always got some good questions. So like I said, if this video provides you any type of value, make sure you give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share if you care. Let's see here. Comments. That's right. It's a golden goose that's laying those golden eggs. And you don't want to ever kill this golden goose either. I want them to stay there to the end of time, and I want to own it to the end of time because it's passive cash flow. And remember, I could do other things with this property. If I decided to, which I probably won't, go and sell the property. I got all this equity in it. Remember, the ARV is like 180 to 200, and they're paying my principal down every month and every year, paying it down. I can cash it out. I can do a cash out refinance, take money out of it. I can sell it. I mean, I can do whatever I want. It's still my house. I just have a tenant buyer, rent-to-own tenant buyer living in it. So hopefully that breaks that down. Let's see here. How long did you tell him you need to find a tenant buyer? I didn't tell him I needed anything. As a matter of fact, I set it up. So this is another little nugget. You ready for a nugget? I'm finna drop a nugget on you. So when you lock these deals up, like I did this one, I locked it up. So say today is February the 17th. Today, right? If I was talking to a seller today, we would sign it today, but I would start making payments on or before March, not March, because that's 2 weeks too soon. April, maybe we can try April or May. The further out, I start making payments 1 April or sooner. See, I would write it in my contract that way in the extra part at the bottom. Buyer to begin making payments on or before 1 April 2020, which is about 45 days out. If I can go longer, even better. I don't want to start making payments like immediately because that's going to have my back up against the wall. I know I can get a tenant buyer for this house. There's more people that want to get into a house that can't qualify for a loan. Remember, 76% of the marketplace cannot qualify for a loan. They can't go to the bank and say, yeah, my credit, look at my credit. It's a 700, man. Everybody ain't got that 700 credit score. Everybody don't have that debt to income ratio that's required. Everybody don't have the income requirement, and all the other requirements that they make you jump through in the hoops. So that makes sure. So, how long for the note? Is there a balloon payment? So this note is on a 10-year balloon payment. So a balloon payment just means that this needs to be paid off in full or cashed out. Yeah, it need to be paid off in full basically just need to be paid off in full within 10 years. And 10 years is a long time. So 10 years is on it. So there's a couple of things I can do within that 10-year time frame. Like I said, I can refinance it, which I'm probably not going to ever do because I would never tell you to put debt in your name. I'm telling you right there, don't put loans in your name. Don't put debt in your name. Don't put debt in your name. So this deal here, I could refinance it. I could cash out, refinance it, take some money out of it if I put another loan on it, which I'm not going to do. I could sell it to somebody else that wants to buy a house. I could sell it to this person, or I could do something called the deal after the deal, which is what I'm probably going to do. It's called the deal after the deal. So say we're doing this deal, right? We're working on it for, months on end, right? Say we've been paying on it for, let's say 5 years, right? We've been paying on it for half the time. 5 years have went by, right? Remember, we owe 139, and let me see here, 9,000 times 5. We would have paid off 45,000 into this. So 139 minus 45, we would owe 94. So say 5 years have gone by. We've made our payments on time. It's $750 a month, basically paying about $9,000 per year on this loan or on this note, right? We owe him $94,000 5 years from now. 5 years have went by. We've been making payments. We only owe him $94,000 because of principal pay down. So what I would do is call this guy up. I would call him up. Hey, yeah, Mr. Biggleboggle. We'll call him that for now. Mr. Bigglebottle. Remember, we've been paying on the property here for about 5 years, and it looks like we owe about $94,000. I just came across some money here, and the first person I thought about was you, and I would like to get you cashed out on it. I know we got 5 more years on it, but we owe you 94. Let me ask you this. Would you consider taking 80,000 as a full payoff? 80,000 for a full. Remember, I owe him 94, but it's 80,000 for the full payoff. That means I just created an extra $14,000 on the back end of the deal. That's something called the deal after the deal. That's a little more advanced, but it's really not that advanced. It's just simply what I just said it is. It's really not rocket science, but it's called negotiating. You can renegotiate deals all throughout deals with real estate. That's why I love real estate. You can renegotiate them. You can make it what you want it to be if you know how to talk that talk and walk that walk. So if he said yes, we'll agree, pay him off in full for 80,000. Remember, I got $180,000 house. Maybe 5 years from now, this house is going to be worth more than that because of appreciation. So say this house is worth 240. It might be worth 230, 220, 2 anything, 2 something. Remember? So I got $100,000 in equity already in a property that I ain't got no money in, that's been paid off by somebody else. And I don't got no debt in my name, no loans in my name. That's crazy, ain't it? It blows me away still to this day. So I would get this property for 80,000. It's worth 200 some plus right there. That's instant equity. That's called the deal after the deal. So that's what I would probably do on this. Good question there over on Periscope. Appreciate the breakdown. All right, I got you. Like I said, I got some more heavy hitting interviews and things coming up for y'all each and every Monday night right here at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you subscribe. If you're watching anywhere, subscribe, follow, like, share, all that stuff. If you care, that would be great of you. That's right. We bringing them flames, Shay. That's right. So the deal is contingent upon finding a tenant owner. No, I'm buying a house. I was buying a house regardless. See, I don't go in. See, that's, and it is kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie. You take a property under contract, like I'm buying this house one way or the other. I had equitable interest in this contract. So I basically gave him $100. I gave him $100 check for equitable interest in this property, which makes me a principal owner of the property. I'm the owner by contract. I actually own the house because I have equitable interest in it. That $100 is what gave me that equitable interest. So I actually own the house. I just haven't closed on it yet. So I can go and find a buyer for it. That's what I did. I found a buyer and they gave me $8,000 down to get in it. I took part of their $8,000 to close on the house, the $1,241, and the rest of the money goes right in the hip pocket National Bank. So it is not contingent on that. It's just you got to put enough time in there to find a tenant buyer. So like I said, I think I gave 2 months or something on this deal. I don't remember exactly, but usually I try to get about 2 months. So if I was in February, I want to start making payments, not in March, probably in April or May. Start making payments 1 May. Start making payments 1 April. So that time in between is the time I use to find a tenant buyer. It is scary though. Lit. That's right. We lit over here on Periscope. You know it. Fire. That's right. Show Bobs and all. You know it. You know it. You know it. I'm on fire. So we trying to get it. We trying to get it out here. So let's see. I got a bunch of questions in here. I didn't even see all of this. Scroll up. Question. So this was very informative. One of the best scopes I've been on this month. That's right. So we ain't on here talking about no junk. We on here talking about getting your money right, get your life right, learn something. Use this internet for something good. Use this social media for something to enlighten yourself. There's no excuses anymore. There's information out here. You got me giving out information, people that I learned from giving out information, people all over telling this game just like this. All you got to do is take that time out of your life to say, I'm going to educate myself and learn the business. There's no excuse anymore. There is no excuse. You know, you could have made an excuse years ago, like, oh, well, we don't know, but it ain't don't know no more. This is the information age. So it's time to get in the game, y'all. Get in the game. I've been seeing this a lot more to do to creative financing. Yeah, exactly. That's my specialty. I specialize in creative deals. So I make it a win-win situation. Now, I did solve a problem for the seller, by the way. I actually solved the problem for a couple of people. Solve the problem for the seller who had a house he didn't want. Solve the problem for the neighborhood who don't want to have a vacant property, making people want to break in and things like that. Solve the problem for the tax base for people that are actually trying to for the government that's getting a tax revenue. They're getting a tax payment coming in now. Solve the problem for myself. Got myself some income and a passive cash flow and another property added to the portfolio. So I helped a lot of people. I helped people. You know, how many people have you helped today? That's the question of the day. How many people have you helped today? Help people make money. So is this a sub to or a owner financing? So this was an owner financing. Subject to is only if you actually have a loan to take subject to the existing financing. There was no existing financing because they own the property free and clear. So this was just a straight up owner financing. So we created, or my real estate attorney created, a note or a promissory note, what they call it. Promissory note. It ain't nothing more than a piece of paper saying that I promise to pay you some money. It's basically what money is. Money ain't nothing but a promissory note. You promise to pay. Bang. So let's see what else we got here. Do the down payment goes toward the 169? No. Actually, yes. Her down payment did go toward the 169 if she cashes it out. If she don't cash it out, it don't go toward nothing. So basically, it's not even written up as a down payment. I just put that as a down payment on the sheet here for basic, so you can understand it. Let me see here. Pull this up. So it's really not a down payment. It's really a non-refundable option consideration. That's what the paperwork say. We don't put out non-refundable deposits. The word deposit is nowhere on the paperwork when we closing through a real estate attorney or through our contracts and none of that. And if you need any of these contracts to do any of these type of deals, you can get it at wokerealestate.com. wokerealestate.com. That's where you get all the paperwork to do any type of creative deal or any type of wholesale deal or any type of deal. So this non-refundable option consideration goes, like I said, in the hip pocket National Bank, is only activated if they exercise their option. So she only owe like 161 something. But remember, it's still less than, I still only owe 139, and they paying my principal down every year. We already to pay this down almost $9,000 because the year is almost up. What, 3-4 more months, we'll be a year in. We'll be down to 130 in a minute. Now that's crazy, ain't it? Gotta love that. Good question though, Nina. Nice. Yes, if you're watching on the Woke Real Estate Investors group and on Facebook, make sure if you look into the description, you'll see a little thing that says give permission to show your name. That's why it shows up as a Facebook user. If you click that little link there, it'll show your name and stuff and make it look all nice. So let's see here. All right, here's a long question for you. Let's see what we got here. Hate that I missed the first 30 minutes. I literally just today got a property under contract as a lease option. I'm going to start marketing to get a tenant buyer tonight. Any tips for finding tenant buyers? Yes, tips to find a tenant buyer. Facebook Marketplace, one of the best places you can do it. Free, don't cost you nothing. Zillow Marketplace, another free, excellent site. Zillow, Facebook, Craigslist, Offer Up, Let Go, and any other free place you can post it to find somebody that would love to move into a house. You got to let them know that this is a rent to own type deal and the down payment is required. Now, when it comes to down payment, I don't mention how much down we need. I ask the questions because he who asks the questions is in control of the conversation. Let me ask you this: about how much can you come up with to put towards a down payment? Or what's the most you can come up with to put towards a down payment? Now, if I'm talking to a seller, I would ask what's the least you would take as a down payment if they needed one. But if a buyer is asking what's the most you could put down towards a down payment. So yeah, those are some of the places you can find. And I got videos all over my YouTube channel at Chris Monroe STL that break all of that down and give you some more insight details on actually how to find tenant buyers to move into these houses. But remember, the demand is 100 times bigger than the supply. So there's many more people out here that would love to move into your house, especially right now. It's tax season, ain't it? It's tax season. They coming up on $5,000 and $10,000 that ain't doing nothing with. They can put it straight down on your house because they got all them baby kids. Good question though. What was the initial scenario? The lead came, no money down, owner financing. What was the initial scenario that led to no money down, owner financing? Well, the initial scenario is knowing how to talk that talk. See, if you know how to say the right words, see, that's why I say you got to get trained in this stuff. You know, a lot of people just jumping out. Yeah, I'm just going to go in there and say, yeah, man, I'm going to give you 5,000 down and I'm going to do this and I'm going to close in 7 days. The seller didn't ask you for none of that. Why are you offering all that stuff? They didn't ask you for that. When you go in, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, instead of asking, so how do you see this playing out, Mr. Seller? How do you think this is gonna work, Mrs. Seller? What would be the best case scenario for you? Well, I just want to get rid of the house. Some people will tell you, I'll sell my house for what I owe on it. I just want to get rid of it. I just don't want to keep making this payment. You know, it's all about evaluating the deal first to find out how you can present them with an option that is a solution to their problem. So the initial scenario is they just wanted to sell and they didn't want the property. And I went over in detail in the beginning of the video. Do you set up a third-party escrow account to collect a monthly payment and or cash flow? No. So I have a couple of ways I collect payments from multiple properties. This is just one of them. I use a site called cozy.co. It's free, cozy.co. It's a free website that you can set it up if you have properties like this to actually get it and put your tenants in there and all the information. They can make their payment straight through there and it'll come straight to you. Another way you can do it is you can set up a bank account that's specifically for that property. Give them a deposit slip and just tell them make a deposit straight into the bank. We use US Bank. They're open 7 days a week, even when you sleep. So it ain't no excuse not to make your payment for me. All payments are due on the 28th of the month and late on the 1st. All of them are written the same way. Payments are due on the 28th, late on the 1st. If you don't make that payment by the 1st, another penalty will be added, usually 10%. A late fee shall be assessed. So most people pay on time, but some of them pay late, and you don't count that money as extra money. That's extra money to go straight into hip pocket National Bank. Pay after the 1st if you want to. Late money, I'll take it. Some of my tenants, buyers pay late, every other month. As long as they pay, hey, I'm good. Remember, they put some skin in the game, though. Good question. Best way to learn these creative ways. You're on it right now. WokeRealEstate.com. That's one of the best ways to do it. I talk about this stuff. I got over 100 free videos right on my website, WokeRealEstate.com, going over all this stuff in detail. And if you watch all the videos for free, or you can just sign up for the coaching program, that's going to cost you. I tell people first, I always go for the free stuff. But if you want to say, I want to speed it up, I just want to get it straight to the game, sign up for the coaching program. WokeRealEstate.com is where you want to get that at if you want to find out about that. Matter of fact, let me see. How do I put it up here? There it is right there. Right there. Let me move your comment. Right there. Oh, nope, that's Woke Source. Wrong place. Where's the website at? Woke Source is the place to get you some leads if you're looking for leads so you can achieve. Let's see what we got here. Boom, there it is. WokeRealEstate.com right here. That's where you want to go. WokeRealEstate.com. That's the place to get contracts, cool gear, and coaching if you want to do that. So let's see here. What else we got? A lot of questions in here. Okay. So do you suggest using a loan officer to help find one? No, you don't need a loan officer. All you need is to know how to market. Just like this whole real estate business is mostly marketing and sales. If you can sell water to a well, you can sell real estate. So basically you don't need them. I mean, you can use them. You can use whoever you want. It's just, do you want to, so put it like this. Say you say, oh yeah, I'm going to put somebody on here and I'm going to have them help me find a buyer. Don't you think they're going to want to be compensated? You're cutting into your profits now. You can use somebody to help you do it, but it's no reason to. Like I said, you got those sites: Zillow for free, Craigslist, OfferUp, Let Go, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, local Facebook groups within your town or your city. You can use that to find that. But, depending on where you're at, it's really easy to find a tenant buyer. The question is, how much can they put towards that down payment? Find somebody you like, somebody who got a decent enough down payment to move up in there. Because there's a whole bunch of people with $2,000, $3,000. Those everywhere. But we want some skin in the game, $10,000, $20,000 down. The best one I ever did was the first one I ever did, where we got a $21,000 down payment, $21,419 down on a house. That was the best one I ever got. But, I'm still aiming for that. I ain't never got one that big again. Do the monthly payment that the tenant buyer pays go toward their cash out price? No. So they're a lease option. It's a lease with an option to buy. So they're renting the house and they have an option to buy. Their option is only activated if they, one, go to the bank and get a loan, get qualified for a loan and cash me out, or two, go get some type of private financing or some type of other way to cash me out. That's what this is, a lease with an option to buy. That's why it's my favorite exit strategy. Now, in the event this tenant buyer decides to not pay, I can get them up out of there with a simple eviction. I don't have to go and foreclose on them. Now, if I sold it on a wrap or some other creative financing deal or something else more advanced, I would have to go foreclose on them. But they don't own the house. I own the house. They just lease it until they get their credit situation together, or their life together, or their time on the job together, or their debt to income ratio together. Whatever their problem is that's stopping them from qualifying for a loan right now is the only thing that's stopping them. So I think I put this one out for 18 months. So 18 months go by. She's already almost halfway through. She's over halfway through that right now. We kind of renegotiate. If she wants to stay, that rent goes up to probably $1,300. I'm going up at least $50. I'll tell you that right off the rip. $50, baby. I'm going up to $1,300. That's going to increase my cash flow, and that's going to cover my expenses as well. Because remember, I got to cover my expenses for this taxes and insurance and stuff. Those bills go up every month. Good question. What terms did you buy and sell on? Oh, these right here. Glad I brought it up. I'm glad you asked, because take a screenshot, because there it is. Bought it seller financing or owner financing, sold it on a rent to own lease option. As a matter of fact, let's write that in here. Lease option. Lease with an option to buy. That's how we sold it. And we bought it seller financing. Seller financing. That's how we bought it. Good question. All right. Dropping real nuggets. That's right, Derek. That's all we do is drop nugget bomb. That's a nugget fest, man. We dropping it. Dropping it like it's hot. So like I said, if this video provides you any type of value, any type of help, be sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. Please give it a like. We only got 24 likes and 56 people watching right now. Come on, y'all. We can get more likes than that. Come on, y'all. Get the likes up. Get them likes up. What conversation did you have with them? I just talked the talk. And I went over the conversation in the beginning of the video. I don't know if you saw it or not. I just basically asked them some simple questions that I asked every seller. Would you consider taking a monthly payment until we pay you off in full? We start right there. Real simple. How simple can it be? All right, so let's see what else we got here. Any more questions? Say, Chris, how can I get you as a mentor? I'm in the Chicago market. So go to wokerealestate.com. wokerealestate.com and go to the coaching page, and you'll see a full breakdown of what comes with it. We basically do weekly calls. I help you through deals, hold your hand through the deal, where we actually can, make a deal with the seller. If I need to talk to a seller for you, this is my partner. I'm helping them out, or we're working on this deal. We're partners in a deal, basically, once you're in the coaching program. And you can sign up for that at wokerealestate.com. Check that out. So the down payment non-refundable, because it seems if someone moves out, they would want their down payment. Is that worded in the contract? So yeah, like I said a little bit ago, in the contract is worded as a non-refundable option consideration. Non-refundable option consideration. Because if you put the word non-refundable deposit on there, some judge in the future may see that and say, oh man, deposit me, you need to give them back the money. But that's why we got the words right. See, real estate breathes through paperwork. You got to have your paperwork right. Your paperwork makes the paperwork. So the paperwork says non-refundable option consideration. Correct, Uncle Smiles. Let's see here. I have 2 homes I'm doing this with. That's right. Get that money, man. Sub 2, existing financing. That's right. Never put a loan in your name. There's no reason to. Man, I didn't know 70% of the people didn't qualify through banks. That's crazy. So the market is really good right now. It's always been like that. You know, people are irresponsible. Start checking some credit scores. How many people you know with a 700 plus credit score? They got a good job. They've been on a job long enough. There's got not a bunch of debt and a bunch of credit card debt and debt to income ratio out of whack and stuff like that. That's the problem they run into. So let's see what we got here. Sweet. That's right. All right, you explaining things perfect, man. Well, that's what I'm here to do. So hopefully this video provided you some value. Hopefully you learned something with it. We're coming up on an hour here. I'm about to get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. Smart as hell. That's right. You got to stay woke or wind up broke. You don't want to be broke. You want to be woke. Let's see here. I came in late. Dang, I'm a follow. Yeah, follow here on Periscope. And like I said, if you want to get my full videos, I have over 100 and I think it's about 110 free training videos at wokerealestate.com. Matter of fact, let me put it back up on the screen here. How do I get back to that? wokerealestate.com. That's the site you want to go to if you want to actually get the free training videos to actually learn all this stuff from the rooter to the tutor. No excuses anymore. The excuse zone is no more. Man, really appreciate you taking the time. No problem, Derek. No problem. Tagging people. That's right. Tag your friend. Tag somebody. Get them up in here. Tell them, man, what y'all doing? Working too hard out here. Come work some of this real estate. Would you use the deal after the deal tactic only when your buyer is ready to refinance? No, I would use the deal after the deal tactic anytime I'm ready to get it out. You know, I might just cash it out. Say if we get it down like an example I talked about earlier, where we owe 94. Say if I go back and say, yeah, I got, I want to cash out at 60,000. He might take 60. We don't know. He might take 50. He just want to get his cash out. Because, I might tell him, yeah, I came up on some money right now. I came up on about 50 grand. And I know I owe you a little bit more than that, but would you consider that as full payoff and get this thing wrapped up so you're done with this house? He going to say 50 grand? Hell yeah, let's do it. He might say it. We don't know. He might be in dire straits at the time. Timing is everything. So if I can give him $50,000 on the house that's worth over 200,000, that's money, man. I will cash him out. That's good to cash out at that point. Aaron Chris does coaching. That's right. Check it out. WokeRealEstate.com. There's the link right there. There's the link right there. WokeRealEstate.com. You're soaking it up. Crazy motivated. That's right. All you got to do now is learn it and take massive action. Massive imperfect action. Do bring value. That's right, Robert. What's up, Reginald? Reggie, what up? Does this method work on sellers that still have a mortgage on the property? It works perfect with sellers with mortgages on the property. In fact, 80%, 90% of the deals I got like this all had mortgages. Now, when they have a mortgage, you would be taking it over either subject to or on a wraparound mortgage. I just did a video 3 days ago actually breaking all of that down, the subject to versus the wraparound mortgage. Check it out on my YouTube channel. Just did it. That's on the YouTube channel at Chris Monroe STL. Just broke it all the way down on exactly how that would work on a deal like that. If they have a mortgage, we just take over the payments. If he had a payment of $750 a month, we'll take over the payments. We'll start making that payment on your behalf, Mr. Seller. You don't have to worry about these payments stressing you out no more. We're going to save the day. We came to help you out. All right. Bruce says, now, Chris, how do you actually close out the deal when you're ready to close out with the buyer and the seller on the same day? Well, I actually didn't do them on the same day. I closed it with the buyer first. I closed it with the buyer on Wednesday, and I think I closed it with the seller that Friday or something, like 2 days later, something like that. So, because remember, all I needed was a $1,241 in closing costs. That's all I needed to bring to closing. That's all that was required. Let me see here. That's all that was required. This right here, this closing cost. $1,241 is what I needed to take this house down myself. And I took it out of there, $8,000 down payment, which means I got to keep $6,700 of that money in the hip pocket National Bank. Keep it in my pocket, man. How big is your pocket? How big is your wallet? So let's see here. Any more questions? Now that's what I'm talking about. That's how we get homes from their existing loans. Exactly. Yeah, so I just did a complete video on it on Valentine's Day, as a matter of fact, on the 14th. What happens if you don't find a buyer in 2 months? Can you just back out? Well, that's a good question. You can do a lot of things. One, you could back out, but that would be bad business. Just to let you know, that would be bad business. Two, you can make the monthly payment and start making payments like you promised that this person you would do. That's why you got to put that gap 2 months or so. If you can do it 3 months, if you can do it, you want that time in between. That's why these type of deals do need a little bit of money because, it just depends. You can back out, one, which is bad business. Two, you can start making those payments like you said you were going to do and just do what you were going to do and keep trying to find a buyer. I had one like that. Matter of fact, the one we just did on the south side, I had to make that first payment, but I got a tenant buyer in there like 3 days after I made the payment. So, they put only $5,000 down on that house. And I was in that house for closing costs as well. That was about $1,100 into that house. And they gave me $5,000 down plus the first month. So I ended up pocketing about, $3,900 or something like that, almost $4,000 straight in the pocket. And I get a monthly cash flow on that house as well. We might do that other house on a future deal analysis story. Do you like these type of stories? Are these good for you? Do you like the full breakdown to know exactly how it works? Is this really helping you out? How did you screen the tenant buyers, or do you just go with who has the most money to put down, or do you use a company? So yeah, we have a whole system in place to screen tenant buyers. We have a phone number dedicated to go to nothing but rent to own buyers. We have a number. So when they call this number, it goes straight to voicemail because I don't want to be taking a bunch of these calls because we got to weed out the prospects from the suspects. We want to get the people that we know can put some money down. So they call a phone number. It has a voicemail on it. Says, thanks for calling. If you're looking for a rent to own home, you reached the right place. We have houses all over the St. Louis metro area. A down payment is required to move into any of our homes. So if you have a reasonable down payment and you're looking to move into a rent to own home, please leave your name and your phone number and the area you would like to live in. We will definitely get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks and have a great day, or something like that. They will leave a message. We will call them back at our leisure. And there's some videos to go over there as well on my YouTube channel, actual live calls. All this stuff I'm telling you, we got full videos on it right over there for free that you can just go and just check them out right now. To break all of that down. And then when they call in and when they do their voicemail, we call them back. We have a few questions for them. We tell them about our program, and we ask them how much can they come up with to put towards a down payment. They tell us something reasonable, we show them the house. If they tell us something unreasonable, I got $1,000. We're probably not the people you're looking for. We're probably not who you're looking for. This is not a rental. We're looking for people who are looking to become home owners. We provide home ownership to people who cannot necessarily qualify for a loan at this time. So these words and stuff that I'm using now is the words, the magic words to help you get over these humps. So hopefully you're taking copious notes and getting it good question there, Alex. I'm going to look at 3 properties tomorrow. That's right. Look at many of them as you can, but lock up some of them. Get a deal. Get some pen to paper. Fax machine. What? WokeRealEstate.com. That's right. Thank you, Tevin. That's how you do it. WokeRealEstate.com. That's the website to get contracts, cool gear. If you're looking for some hats and things, I don't even have any of my stuff over here. The I buy houses, hats, stuff like that. You can actually get that at WokeRealEstate.com as well. And then the coaching. The coaching is so valuable because like I said, we do weekly phone calls where we actually go over scripts, go over the verbiage, go over some practice, go over the marketing to attract these people, to attract sellers, to attract buyers. You want to attract these people because they're out here. They're just looking for you. Or you looking for them? That's the question of the day. Now, Chris, how do you actually close the deal? Okay. Did I already answer that? I think I already answered that. I want to try my hand in real estate. I think I'll be successful after learning a lot. You would be successful. Success is the only option. It took me a few weeks to learn this stuff. I learned wholesaling. I started out basic wholesaling. I did about 17 wholesale deals in my very first year. And then I went on to say that, as we're marketing and getting these leads in, some of these deals won't qualify for a wholesale deal. And wholesaling is simply when you buy a house at a deep discount. All houses can't be bought at a deep discount. So a house is worth 100, you buy it for 40,000, deep discount. That ain't gonna happen all the time. However, there are instances where that could happen, but that's looking for a needle in a haystack a lot of times. A lot of people still want to sell, and if that's your only exit strategy is to beat them up on price and get it for $2, get a $50,000 house for $20, how many of them are you gonna really find? So you have to find some other exit strategies. So that's when I started exploring and learning how to do some of these creative real estate deals where I can actually help more people and put more money in hip pocket National Bank and acquire real estate as an actual passive cash flow stream. Good one there. You would be successful. What Do you put in a contract about the down payment? You said don't put down payment. You said something else. Non-refundable option consideration. And all the paperwork, like I said, is at wokerealestate.com. It's already written out for you. All you got to do is fill in the blank. Who's the buyer? Who's the seller? What's the address? How much is the price? Here's the terms. Here's the closing date. Everything's fill in the blank. You don't have to think about this. All of my paperwork is good to help you get the deal done with the right verbiage on it. So you don't have to remember nothing. WokeRealEstate.com. That's right. Is there any risk in buying houses that need repairs that you would have to worry about? Yeah, there's always risk. You have to do your due diligence. There's risk in all of this stuff, but I do real estate in a more creative way where it's little to no risk. Remember, what was I into this house for? $100? $100? I mean, what happens if I lose $100? Boo-hoo, I lost $100. Where the house at? Where my house at here? Boom. If I lose $100 buying this beautiful house right here, you know, what's that gonna hurt? In real life, if $100 gonna hurt you, you don't need to be in this game. That's right. Wokesource.com is for leads. Yeah, if you're looking for leads, if you're looking to get more leads than you can even handle, wokesource.com is the website for that. WokeSource, you get a free 7-day trial, aka PropStream. You would check it out where you can actually pull lists. You get MLS access and data nationwide. It's available for all 50 states, or at least off the lower 48. I don't know if it's in 50 states, but most of the United States. California, New York, Florida, Texas, you name it. It's all over. You can do it to actually pull motivated seller lists, vacant homeowner list, absentee owner list, pre-foreclosure list, all the lists that you would ever need for real estate. Wokesource.com. Get a free 7-day trial. Check it out, and you'll be hooked. And you'll be like, man, why I ain't had this a long time ago? It tells you how much people owe on their house and all type of other information as well. Wokesource.com for the 7-day trial. Let's see here. What else we got here? What else we got? Great info. That's right, Barakia. How you doing? Great info. Glad I could provide some value to you. Bruce says, do you do an addendum after you get a seller to agree to sell it for less? Yes. So basically what I would do is I would have to draw up something through my real estate attorney. That's why you got to have a real estate attorney on your dream team. They can help you write all this stuff up. You know, I can tell you the basics, but I always tell people to close through a real estate attorney or through your title company. They'll make sure you're legit and your paperwork and everything is, you know, legit enough to make the deal work. You know, you don't have to use them, but I always suggest that you use them. I mean, pay the little $400 or $500, pay the fee to make sure your stuff is right. It'll keep you protected. $400 or $500 can save you thousands of dollars of making mistakes and errors. You don't want to be in a mistakes and errors business. You want to be in a successful business person. They will need their credit fixed, though, and help them approved at the end of the term. That's up to them. That's even in our documents as well. It's disclosing that we do not promise that you'll ever get qualified for a loan. We make no claims to the marketplace on what's happening with the loans and the mortgages and things like that. It's basically wrote out in a little blurb on our lease purchase agreement. It's a lease and a purchase, separate documents. Got to keep them separate because, like I said, if we got to kick them out of there, we only using the lease to get them up out of there. The option is a second and separate agreement. All the paperwork, like I said, is at wokerealestate.com. Dad, is that you? I may be. I don't know. Is it? Where mama at? Let's see what else we got here. Y'all silly. All right, a couple more questions here. Have you ever not been able to find a tenant buyer for a house? And if so, what happens? So, yeah, that has happened before. One of two things. You can renegotiate with the seller to see there's a reason why it ain't selling. Usually it's the down payment or usually it's the price. You might have to renegotiate with the seller. Two, you can give them the house back. Say, you know what, it just ain't gonna work. It's not you, it's me. You can always give them their house back, you know, and just give it back. You know, it's not really the best thing, but you know, I really don't want to do that, but it can happen. Yeah, that's it, really. Either renegotiate, give it back, or start making payments. That's your three options. Which option you like? You want the gun or the knife? All right. Would you consider taking a monthly payment until I pay you off in full? That's right. I said for every person. Non-refundable option consideration. That's right. D. Howard, you the man. I'm learning a lot from you. Yeah, I got more. See, I'm only sprinkling jewels on you. I don't want to give you too much because it's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts, and other things too that you got to do when you go on a seller appointment to meet the seller and all of that stuff. Different things you want to do there. We can go over all that. Like I say, that's in the coaching program. But I'm getting ready to wrap this thing up here in the next 5 minutes. I hope. Let me see if I can take a couple more questions. I would really like to invest my tax and not waste it. Definitely we sign up for the coaching. That's right, Fluffy. That's smart. So, yep, shoot me an email if you have any questions or anything like that. I want to definitely get you helped out here. I need help. I just bought a house last weekend. Come to find out there are rats. Refund policy. Ooh, see, well, rats is something else. Now, it's depending on your jurisdiction. Now, if you're in one of these places like California or New York, they might have something on the books that cover that. I'm not in one of those states, and I'm not knowledgeable on that particular policy of a refund. Rats, you need to get an exterminator. You bought a house. You're supposed to did your due diligence. Your real estate agent, or however you bought the house, somebody is responsible for that. But the buck stops really with you, to be honest with you. That's the real answer. The buck stops with you. You're supposed to do a full inspection. Check these houses out. You don't, when you buy them, you own them. You bought it, like they say in the auction world. Could you sell your interest? Yes, I can. I can sell the house. So I don't have interest in this property. I own the house because I closed on it. But if I did have equitable interest, I could have put it under contract and assigned it just like I would a cash wholesale deal to somebody else to go close on it. So you can wholesale these deals. People call it wholesaling lease options. You can wholesale a subject to. You can wholesale anything. It's an assignment. You put it under contract and you assign your beneficial interest, or you assign your agreement or your contract to some end buyer. Good question. Show Bobs and all. Yes. Big help. Big help. That's right. Stories are good. You love this. That's right. More on the way. More on the way. Understand this better. Glad I helped you out. Hell yeah. This content people need. That's right. Very, very helpful. Glad I could help you all out. Like I said, if you haven't followed already, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Chris Monroe STL. That's where you're going to get the best information. Chris Monroe STL on YouTube. Check that out. How do you screen the tenant buyers? We answered that already. Yes, sir. Keep this real life studies, case studies coming. Listed with the realtor and sell it. Yeah, you can always list this deal with the realtor. In this state, I don't know what state you're in, but in the state of Missouri, you can list a property owner by contract. It's actually a selection on their listing thing, owner by contract, whether it's a cash wholesale deal, whether it's one of these terms deals, what we call terms, meaning we're going to buy a house over time. Terms. Great stories give great value. I just need to see the paperwork to make the paperwork. That's right. We're going to be going over that. As a matter of fact, paperwork is going to be next week's show. Next week, we're going to be going over some paperwork stuff. When you buy sub two with owner financing, you're the owner and you can list it with the realtor. Exactly. You're right. Derek, Hip Pocket National Bank. That's right. That's my favorite bank. I love to make them deposits into that bad boy. Real talk. That's right. Changing lives. Who is that? Somebody funny here. Hammond America. You funny. Let's see here. Call and for rent signs and ads, most landlords will lease purchase to you. Yep. So that's the thing. So people are always like, I want to go get a lease purchase. I want to go get a lease option. I'm not looking to lease nothing. I'm looking to buy your house. I want the deed. I want to own the house because you get the benefits of ownership, which is the tax benefits. You get the appreciation of the property as it goes up in value. You get the depreciation tax write-off. You get the property. You want the house. Why would you want to lease something? You're just a tenant at that point. Now, I'm not saying it's not an option. I do have a couple of lease options out there that I acquired on lease option and sold on lease option, but I'd rather buy the house and then put it on a lease option. I'd rather get the deed, because if you ain't getting the deed, you don't own the house. You're just a tenant. You can be kicked out at any time, depending on your state. So I'd rather get the house. Can you recommend a real estate attorney? Yeah, shoot me a message. I'll shoot you somebody. If you're in St. Louis or Missouri, I can shoot you somebody. What's your email? Chris@wokerealestate.com. That's my email address. Chris@wokerealestate.com. The same website that you see above here. Where we at? Just put Chris in front of it. Chris@wokerealestate.com, and that'll get you that. Flip it. That's right. I would rather keep it than wholesale it. Exactly. Why are you wholesaling it? You need to keep. How are you going to get rich? Passive cash flow is the way to riches. This information you've been looking for. That's right. Thank you for all that you do. Great show and love it. Thank you as well. More deal case studies, please. We got more. Should we build a buyers list first? No. Find your buyers list and build them organically. I always get them organic. I got over 700 people that's looking for houses right now in St. Louis on rent to own right now. Now, only half of them got a reasonable down payment, which is to me is $3,000 or more. I prefer to get more. Thanks, Chris. Woke support. And if you're on the YouTube channel, they even let you do the what is that thing called? that donation thing or something on here. If you're on the YouTube, go on drop something on that mud. Nah, I'm just messing around. So Chris at wokerealestate.com. Yep, that's the thing there. So like I said, so coming up in the next few weeks, we got some good shows lined up for you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We got some good shows for you. So next Monday, which is going to be February the 24th, we're going to be on with Chevy down in Louisiana. He just did 60 deals in a year. That's crazy. I only did 17 deals in my first year. He did 60. So we want to definitely get him on here and pick his brain, becoming a master at networking. We're going to talk to him next Monday night. That's February 24th, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you're here for that. Then we got Byron Holman. The paperwork makes that paperwork. That's on March 2nd. We'll be on with him, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll be talking to him. That's coming up. And then we also got Chris Rude, Real Estate Rude. We got him coming up on Monday, March 16th. And also, like I said, we got a Real Estate Diddy coming up as well next month on the 30th of March. And then we got, let's see here, we got Corey Nicole coming up as well from Real Estate Newbie. She's going to be helping y'all with some of you newbies that's needing some information. So like I said, if you want the free joint venture agreement, make sure you text JV to 31996. Text JV to 31996. You get the free joint venture agreement. It works with wholesalers, real estate agents, other real estate investors. And we'll send you the agreement. And you'll also be notified of when we go live and do these streams as well. It can serve you as a reminder. Let me see if we have any more questions before I roll. Let's see. Do you know any attorneys in Illinois? Not offhand. I would say ask Rich Groves. Rich Groves. I don't know if you're in his Hootie's House Bars Club here in St. Louis. Are you open to joint venturing, or do you just learn under mentor? I JV as well. That's why we got the JV agreement. That's why we got this document here that I just showed. This here, JV, joint venture. So this JV agreement is good if you want to work with multiple people as well. So say you got 2 JV partners you're working with, 2 or 3 people and a real estate agent. All these people want to eat off a deal. You can break it all down on this document. It works. We closed the deal up in Virginia with this deal recently and another deal. So it works and gets everything going. Basically outlines exactly who gets what, and it's free. So just text JV to 31996 to get that. Real easy there. Let's see what else we got here. Great case study, full breakdown. I think you should do more of it. Amazing newbies learned a lot just in a short time. That's right. Learn all this stuff and implement. Learn and implement. That's all you got to do now. Learn and implement. Take massive action. That's crazy. I'm in Louisiana too. I was stationed in Louisiana for 3 years. Fort Polk, Chevy and Shreveport. Yep, I think so. Yep. So he'll be on next Monday night dropping jewels for you. So make sure you're back. Just answered your question. Cool. Boss, I'm commercial guy. Yeah. Man, thank you for all you do. Look forward to Monday evenings. Very helpful. So hopefully you all learned something tonight. I appreciate all of you. Like I said, make sure you haven't already, give this video a like, give it a share, give it a thumbs up if you care. And we will see you on next Monday night right here at the same bat time and the same bat channel. All right. So do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me. Peace out, family.
And we have Mr. I Stay